Well, hello, everybody. Wow, what an exciting day for anyone that was an owner of SoFi stock. And congratulations again to any of you who started watching my tips about SoFi starting about 3 weeks ago when I started really kind of covering it and getting it on the radar when it was attacked down to the $4.50 price range. Today, it broke the barrier at $10 and just it did pull back from there. But how strong? We're talking now out of the last 16 days of trading, folks, 14 with a new high. Wow. And the volume out of the last 6 days, 5 days of higher volume. And I'm going to get into that with you here in a minute. Let me pull this up here and get me out of the way a little bit. And then we can move over to this right here and bring it up to the top. Hopefully, we can get it right to the very top. And we're there now, I believe. Whoop, pardon my delay, but we'll get it up there. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pull this screen down here so I get out of the way, and now we're going to look at this screen here. What I want to show you about SoFi, it's a little bit down in the after hours, but whoop-de-doo, doesn't matter. What matters is what I'm going to be showing here right now. Let's start off and take a look at this big dive right here. And as you can see, the stock had been getting pulled down and pulled down, worked down, worked down. And then, there's a lot hinging on this news from the Fed and whether or not they're going to, raise rates again another 0.25% or hold off for now. And so, anyway, right about here, as you can see, just about 10 minutes before the Fed announcement, mysteriously, everything, look at the volume down here. I'm going to get in here a little bit tighter. We'll pull this in like that. Just look right down here. Look at all that volume that started right here. And this price was prior to the announcement. Right here's where the announcement was being made, right here. And then, wait a minute, it didn't add up to me. And the reason I say this is because this news of halting the rate hike for now is good news for SoFi, and everyone should know this. It should be very obvious. And actually, they said they may do a couple of more rate hikes in the future. And to be honest, well, I'm glad that they said that. Be quite frank with you, because by saying this, they set you up for knowing that this is going to come down the pipe. It's something you should expect. It's not going to be anybody should be caught off guard, and there won't be any question next time. And so I think that will belittle that a little effect of how much effect it will have, because I think it's good for them to go ahead and forecast that that's might be what they have to do, and so be it. But for now, they've held off, and that's going to help SoFi. Obviously, it's going to help the whole economy of the U.S., and I'm glad to hear that they've backed off a little bit, as I thought that they should at this time. And who knows, we may see because of this a real influx of moving of some funds around, people getting a little bit more confidence and coming back into the market. So, but anyway, during this attack that you see that occurred right here, when it got down here to 932, um, like I said, it just seemed to me like since this began right here before, right at this point, 10 minutes before, I just think maybe somebody got a little ringy dingy on the phone and said, hey, they're not going to be raised. And I think it was all by design. I could be completely wrong. And I want to make this point very clear. I'm not a financial advisor, and so do not take anything I say as a word in stone. You can do your own due diligence. I do not make any guarantees whatsoever. In fact, I always ask people to please, if you're going to go into a position, let's go in easy, moderately. And then if it builds and goes on up, then buy a little more. And if it keeps climbing, then you want to come in with a little more, keep supporting your position, and your portfolio will grow that way. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you about this, what happened this afternoon, and what my thoughts are on it. It seemed quite obvious that, and again, I could be wrong, but it seemed quite fishy that before the announcement, and so it seems to me like there might have been a little friend to friend conversation going on there, and a little help. But as you can see, it did not last long, because as soon as it was driven down, everybody else was with me on the same page apparently and said, this is good news. And look at the thing go right back up. And then even right here at the very end of the day, you can see it even made a move up from there from 970 up to the close at 974. So now, that's not all. If you look down here, you're still going to see a bullish chart event here. The Yahoo was showing, and short term, midterm, long term, all up. And so let's do something else here. Take a look, if you will, at this information here. Hopefully, this will help you. I'm showing you now the volume and the pricing at the same time. But what I want you to see here is if you go back to May 19th, when the price was 491 for a low right there, high over here 507, low 491. Even a couple days before that, low 469, and it even went all the way down to 450. But what's going on here with the volume? See how low the volume was during all of this activity, and it was relatively low volume, uh, and it was only a big spike in volume on the day that the report came out by an analyst that the price should be $2.50. And I don't know what that guy's still employed by Wedbush or not, but maybe not. And it's maybe someone they cut ties with, and they probably would want to do that with this what's happened since. So just look at these prices climbing. Look at the volume increasing from down here at 23, 24, 26, 68, 152, 108. Then it tapers back, but the price keeps climbing. Even on this lower volume, the price continued to escalate. And now look at the volume building in. And right here, you can see, and I like to point out to everyone, this was on a Friday. There was a lot of profit taking going on when this 117 million, and the price basically got driven down from the open until the close. It was not a good day, but still we ended up green. And at the end of the day, I think we were still green on Friday, not up a lot. But anyway, look at that volume, and it was all working the price down. And then all of a sudden, boom, up we start going the other way. And then today's volume was only added to by the shorts when they tried their little stunt there, running the price down, and I think escaping their positions. As a matter of fact, I think they all went long when it got down to that bottom there. I think they switched their course of action. I think they've all jumped on to the SoFi train, and I could be completely wrong again, and it could be worked down tomorrow by them even further to scare more out by 10:30 in the morning, whatever happens. But I'm just saying that to me, it seemed very clear today that they knew that that news was something they had to come after, and they did. They came after on that news. They came after it, but it rebounded so well. Look here now at this 5-day chart. Just look at every time this price has bumped my green 200-day moving average line that I have set here. And I did it by doing over here indicators, moving average. Click on that. You can make a 50-day, a 10-day. You can change the colors by clicking on this, and that's how you make what I've got going on here with all these different colors and things. But man, just look in here close, and you can see every time and look at the volume they came at it with here from 2 o'clock on to try to beat it below the 200-day. And again, look at it just come right back up. I mean, it's just so strong. All right, now I've already told you I was going to talk a little bit about some other stocks. I'm going to jump back over at the end on finish up on SoFi, but very briefly, I've talked to you about this stock, and that's Carnival Cruise. You can see again today, still making a nice steady move. It's not going crazy, but the volume is good on it, and a good solid volume, 56 million with an average of 30, 38 or so. And Norwegian Cruise Line right along the same path. They still look very good. I'm very pleased with them and the volume that they've got lately too. It was a little bit down today, but if you look at the 5-day chart, look at that step laddering. So, and now the last one, I've said a couple of times, tipped you off on this one, and to keep an eye on it, and that is the silent sleeper BMR. And look at that, an 11% move today. So you can go back and look at my previous videos, and you'll see that I mentioned this stock. And look at the volume today on it. It made a very nice move in volume with 249,000. That's high for this stock. Sometimes it can have less than 100,000 in a day. And the reason that I even have this on my chart is because, as I showed you, if you were looking a few days back, when you get over here to statistics, you'll see if you look down here that the shares outstanding is only 12 million. So this stock can move, and 64% of the shares are held by insiders. 64.93. These are people that work at the company. Man, they're committed to this stock. And that's why this is on my radar and why I suggested it. And you might want to take a look at dabbling a little in BMR. And if you already did, then congratulations to you when you got in on it. Because as you can see, if you go over here and you can look at this chart, and you can see, hopefully I can get over to the 5 day. I don't even know why it's not showing me that. But anyway, if you do look at it, you will see that on the 5 day chart, which I can get to this way, hopefully. Here it is. Perfect, that it's starting to make a move up here, and we have a nice little cup and handle springboard action right here into the close. And look at the volume starting to pick up here. So hey, just something you might want to dabble in. Again, just pick up a little bit of it if you want and try it out. Try it on for size. But this one could really move. So anyway, now the last thing I want to show you about the SoFi charts that I want you to take a very good long look at is this chart right here. And this, folks, is the 1 year chart. You can see right here, I have chosen 1 year as the indicator. And when you see so much green, look at all these green candlesticks day after day, and the volume increasing. And now, as I had pointed out before, all these shorted positions with these prices from $16 to right here down, right here, all these, every at this stage of the game, everyone from right here where we are, let's see, right now, uh, 10 was our high today. Basically everybody from about right here. So yeah, that's 977. And I'm looking over on the side here as I move this cursor along to the prices, but you can see the last time. So everybody from here over, all these red candlesticks at the bottom, right through here, this massive volume. Look at that. All losing money right now. And I don't believe they've sold yet. I think they're hoping for a miracle. But right here, this is like a shooting star, and it's for the longs. So again, this is just my interpretation of what I'm seeing on the chart. Wanted to show it to you. I think it's a great chart to end on, because a 1 year term is a long term, and that gets a lot of eyes on it when you're talking about a 1 year chart. And if you want to see that 1 year chart here, look at it on this screen to make it a little bit easier. And oh my goodness, it's just so impressive. And look at all of this volume building in here. You should not be overlooking this stock. I'm telling you, if they pull it back, and I guess I should go ahead and show you the one other thing that's very interesting. In my last video, my longer video, and oh, by the way, I did put up 2 short videos today. After the price was dropped, I ran a short that was a minute long, and the price was about $9.36. And I told everyone this was a game that was being played, and there were tricks going on, because this news was good news for SoFi, and they better come in. And I hope that you saw one of those videos. And if you did, well, anyway, if you didn't, that's okay too. But I give you a thumbs up, and if you did, and give me a thumbs up, please, for this video, which will help it get shared with other people. If you find it valuable or any information is helpful to you, hopefully it'll be helpful to other people as well. And by giving it a thumbs up, it helps get spread around by YouTube. And well, that's pretty much it. I thank you again for dropping by today. I'm not going to dwell on this much longer, but I think that tomorrow we're going to see another move over $10 easily. I think it could happen. And I think that today, when you look at that 1 day chart and you see what they did there, this was fear in their hearts. And they knew that it was all over for them with this rate situation helping SoFi out. So that's at least my thoughts on it. Again, I make no guarantees. I'm not certain about it. And lastly, if since I have not reached 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully you'll help me by clicking on a subscription, and then you'll be notified when I put up the next video on the next hot stock. But at any rate, if you would help me out, by another way until I reach the 1,000, and that is because I'm an original artist, music artist. I'm published through DistroKid, and I'm on all of the music sites and Amazon, Google Play, Spotify. Look me up, Tyler Self, TYLERSELPH, if you're interested in hearing what kind of music I create. And it's music I've created for over the last 30 years and goes back to my days in Orlando. So anyway, hey, I appreciate your time again. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful evening. If you're going to bed, sleep well. And I just wish you all the good health, okay? And again, thank you for coming by. Talk to you later.